Everybody associates the Kaingaroa region with Pacific trucks, and you'll find the highest density of this legendary brand in the southern hemisphere in these forests. Most of them are getting long in the tooth now, but still put in the hard yards while in harness. No matter what breed is harnessed to these massive loads now, they all owe their livelihood to the Pacifics that the New Zealand Forest Service put to work in the mid-50s. They've built up a hell of a reputation in the bush and command intense loyalty. Charlie Hall of Tokoroa has been working in the bush for nearly 4 decades, since 1967 in fact, and he's a Pacific man through and through.
You're powered by a 600 cat with a 18-speed road ranger behind it and 55,000 pound disc behind that again. Pulling 2 trailers, a Bailey Bridge unit and basically another Bailey Bridge trailer behind that. 10 axles, and I usually try and pull up between 90 and 100 tonnes where possible. Beautiful to drive, comfortable, they can have all their modern gear. The other reason is if you bump anything with the new gear they fall in half, or bits fall off it. If you bump into something with this, it won't fall off.
This Pacific first went to work in 1988 for George Comer and is still doing the hard yards in the bush. But like we've said, most of the Pacifics in the region are getting elderly and are being replaced by a new generation of off-highway double tractors, such as this C501 Kenworth, operated by Shane Comer, George's son. Shane bought his father's business and his Pacific a couple of trucks back before he put his C501 to work. Armed with 600 C16 cat horsepower, this Kenworth has a gross combination mass of 175 tonne. The combination tears at about 33 tonne, which means it can haul a payload of more than 140 tonne in theory. Usually Shane is hauling between 70 and 100 tonne loads, and occasionally he'll get up to nearer the 120 tonne payload mark, depending on the wood he's hauling on the day. Basically, this rig can haul up to 4 times what an on-highway rig is allowed, and it takes a steady hand to muscle these off-highway doubles around the forests. Like many other drivers in the region, Shane is a second-generation driver and grew up around these logging giants. Once this lifestyle gets in your blood, it's hard to shake. All up, he's usually running around 120 to 130 tonne, and that takes a lot of stopping, but he's full of admiration for the anchors on this rig.
The combination of the brake saver and the engine brake is awesome, you know. It'll hold back 120, 130 tonne, no trouble.
So massive are the loads in this region that they have their own off-highway roading network. And the roads are designed to handle 15-tonne axle loadings. There's around 180 kilometres of sealed roading in the off-highway network within and around the Kaingaroa region, and probably thousands more of kilometres of bush tracks and dirt roads. It's a permit-only region, and the public are not allowed to drive on these roads for obvious reasons. For that reason, you'll find that the majority of New Zealand's most stunning oversized rigs work their lives hidden from public view. And lurking within these forests is some of the most impressive hardware you'll find anywhere in the world. If you hang around Kenworth long enough, especially around the gantry area, you'll see damn near every type of logging rig worthy of the name come through within the space of a few hours. While the big gun tri-drives and off-highway doubles undertake the heavy muscle work, there's an army of about 80 on-highway rigs doing much the same work but on a lesser scale, but who get to operate beyond the confines of the off-highway network. 8 mills are serviced by the off-highway network and a further 19 reside outside the network in this area. These rigs get to roam far and wide, hauling to mills scattered around the North Island, as well as to the ports, particularly to the Mount at Tauranga, the country's biggest log and wood chip destination. Logging is no different than any other business. You have to watch your costs. And while piggybacking might seem a time waster to those outside the industry, we all know it saves on running costs, rubber and taxes when you're on the highway. You're just throwing money away if you don't. Not all the logs are trucked out of the region. Here at Murupara, logs are brought to a railhead and will head to Mount Maunganui on steel wheels rather than on rubber. But rail isn't much good without trucks backing it up.